I'm not gonna lie. I am exhausted right now. I'm not even sure how much further I gotta go. Could be another mile. Could be another mile and a half. It's hard to gauge on all the uphill and the windy turns, but we're gonna push. Getting back, that's a whole nother story.
So then Wednesday, early in the morning, I got up and I drove back up to Zion National Park because I had some hikes I wanted to do. So I got there an hour later than I wanted to because I didn't realize, I forgot that they're an hour ahead of us in Vegas. So I did find parking, which was good, but the place was already packed with people. So I went up to a ranger about getting a shuttle. Now the way it works here is a majority of the good hikes are along Canyon Junction. It's a road that goes to all the trailheads. Now I can't drive my car on this road. You have to take a shuttle, or you can access it through one of the tours that's offered in Springdale, Utah. Well, I went to see about getting a shuttle ticket and they sold out. Apparently, when they come up for sale online, they sell out in about a minute. So I was out of luck that day, and I thought, okay, well, let's see, what can I do now? And the ranger said, well, if you wait until 2 p.m., you might be able to get a ride if you get in line to go to one of the trailheads that you want to do. And I was like, okay. I go, well, how far is the Grotto trailhead from here? And she's like, oh, that's like 5 miles from the visitor center, sir. I go, okay. And if I want to go up to, say, like Angel's Landing, that's a 5-mile round trip hike. And she's like, yeah. I go, okay. So it would be 5 miles if I did Angel's Landing. It would be 4 miles if I just went to the Grotto area. I think it's called the Scout Lookout. And then 5 miles back. I said, okay, which way? And she looked at me like I was crazy. And I thought, look, I'm trying to prep to go to the Grand Canyon right now. That's going to be a 23-mile hike from rim to rim. I damn well better be able to walk 14 to 15 miles in a day. So I headed out that way towards the trailhead, and I took a trail along the way. I can't pronounce it, so I'm just going to show you the name of it here. You know, it's basically a very scenic sidewalk. You know, there were some bridges. It's all paved. Of course, again, the views are just absolutely magnificent. No photo, no video in the world can give it justice. It's something that you have to see with your own eyes to really appreciate the scale of it. So about 1.8, maybe even 2 miles on that trail, I then got to Canyon Junction, and now I had a 3-mile walk to get to, it was bus stop 6. It was where my trailhead was at. The walk, I looked at it this way. When I was in Georgia, I did a 5-mile walk every morning, and then I would go for a hike somewhere. So this was basically the same thing. I'm taking a 5-mile walk, then I'm going to take a hike. The only difference is this time I got to walk back. So I got to the trailhead, filled up on some water, filled up on some calories, and then I proceeded to go across a bridge. There was a little bit of like some sand, but then from there it started getting a bit rocky. But it was like stone slabs. It was like a built-in walkway that they put in for people. And at this point the sun was out, it was a lot warmer, and I'm just working my way up, you know. When I was walking out there, I realized what a gift it was to be walking out there. Because the people in the shuttle are being transported, you know, so they're, you know, only going a few miles in a vehicle, so they're getting there a lot quicker, and they're not really taking in the views the way I'm taking them in. So as I'm walking down this road, I'm just in awe, looking around me at everything. It's just like words cannot, you know, describe it, but I felt like I got the full scenic tour by walking it. As I'm working my way up, the sun's out, it's getting warmer, I got a good sweat going, I'm looking ahead, and I can see where the people are looking tiny, and it looks like they're kind of going up, you know, more of a steeper incline. I said, okay, I wonder if that's close to the top. And as I was working my way up there, I got to the top of that part, and then this next stretch I really enjoyed it because it was a real shady, cool area, and you had to be quiet there because some kind of an owl inhabits that area. And I really enjoyed walking through there. It was nice, it was cool, it was calm. It was a bit relaxing after the part I just hiked up. And then I got to, I think it's called the Narrows. And this was like another serpentine going up with people. The people almost looked like ants going up there. And I thought, okay, this is probably the last really big hurdle before I get to the top. So as I'm working my way up, I'm feeling it. I'm exhausted, but I feel good, I've trained myself, no matter how tired or sore I am, to just appreciate everything that's going on around me, because being where I am is a gift compared to where I was. So now, as I'm working my way, I get to the actual, I think it's called the Grotto or the Scout Lookout or something, and up here is the famous Angel's Landing. This was something I had heard about but didn't know a lot about, and I thought, well, if I'm up here, I'll probably do Angel's Landing too. So I'm looking around, I look over, and I'm like, oh, and I see just a line of people holding onto a chain. And I was like, that's Angel's Landing, isn't it? They're like, yeah. So I go over to check it out. I even get in line, and I'm considering, I should check it out. And I hear people talking about it. And there's this one guy, some army dude, airborne, and he's with his girlfriend, and he starts getting nervous about going up there. And she's like, it's okay, baby, you don't have to go if you don't want to. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, this guy doesn't want to go up there? So I'm listening more, and this guy says that there's a stretch of it where it's like 2 foot wide, and it's 1,000-foot drop on each side, and there's no chain. And I'm thinking, what? 13 people have died up there since 2004, and I think 2 of those were back this last March. So now I start getting full of doubt, like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Am I prepared for it physically? I don't know. I just walked 5 miles to the trailhead. I just hiked 2 miles up. I've got all this gear with me. I was like, maybe I'm not properly prepared for this. I didn't do enough research on it. So I always like to caution on the side of safety. So ultimately, I decided not to do Angel's Landing at this time.
After serious consideration, I have decided not to go to Angel's Landing. So this is as far as I go.
I did feel a little remorse for that, but not too much because, like I said, safety first. So instead, I just kind of explored a little bit, checked it out, met some really nice people. And then ultimately it was time to head back down. And then I got down from the trail, then began the 5-mile walk back. The 5-mile walk back started off pretty good. I started feeling it though. I was feeling pretty sore, especially around the ankles. And that was something new. Now I had rolled the left ankle a while ago, but this was different. This wasn't a roll, this was like something more. So as I was getting closer to the car, I kept kind of checking the distance, how far do I gotta go? And the park is very strict. If you decide you're gonna walk out there, then you're on your own. So ultimately I got back to the car, and because of the shuttle situation and the 14 miles I had just done, I decided that I wasn't gonna stay the night there, because originally I considered staying the night at a campsite. There are these Bureau of Land Management campsites I did find out about, and there was one that was in maybe a 20-mile radius of the park I could have stayed at. And they usually don't have any amenities. They don't have showers or bathrooms. It's more or less just a patch of land where you can park and maybe set up a tent. And ultimately I decided I'm gonna go back to my suite in Las Vegas. I'm gonna go utilize some of that food credit and some of that free play. So I got back to Vegas probably fairly early in the evening, and I was so freaking sore. I took a shower, put on some clean clothes. I went and got something to eat for dinner, and then I just kind of laid in the room watching some television, and I was in pain. Like this was different. This wasn't the back, it wasn't the knee, it was my ankles, like just excruciating. You know, I hobbled down to the casino, I played around a little bit, hobbled back to the room. I spent all day Thursday taking it easy because I was just in that much pain with it. Today is Friday, it's April 30th, and I'm checking out of the hotel in a few hours. So I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I'm gonna take in the sights. That will wrap things up for now. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video, whenever that may be, because the schedule right now is out the window. Until next time, take care and bye.